Her singing really sounds effortless. When I was talking about before that she makes it sound easy or she's singing like it's lazy, I mean that as a compliment. Like, she makes it sound easy. It's not easy to do. That's just kind of her singing style. I'm very impressed with that. Hey everybody, how's it going? I've got a brand new music video reaction/review coming at you today, and this one is for 23 by IU. She's extremely popular, especially inside of Korea, so we're going to check this one out, see what's going on with it. I've actually heard tons of things about it, but I haven't listened to it myself, so this will be my first listen through, and then we'll get into the review as well, so let's check it out. Those walking sound effects that have been used in 500 songs in the past 2 years. I swear it's the same samples for every single one. Okay.
I'm 23 난 수수께끼 question 뭐게 맞춰봐요. I'm 23 틀리지 말기 because 난 없이 예민해요. 맞춰봐 한 떨기 숨을 쉬죠.
This seems really different for her.
따끔 척해도 적당히 믿어줘.
Ooh, I like this.
아직 한참 멀었다 yeah. 떨자는 척해도 대충 속아줘. 난
Got like a really kind of vintage groovy beat, but then some more modern sounding synthesizers and some really cool rhythm guitar. The vocals are kind of like soft and playful, but they have like some movement to them too.
얼굴만 보면 몰라 속만 다른 표정을 짓는 일 아주 간단하거든. 사실은 나도 몰라 애초에 나는 단 한 줄의 거짓말도 쓴 적이 없거든. 영원히 착각한
It's got that Alice in Wonderland type of theme going on. That's cool. I really like the music video.
Check it out. 겁나는 게 없어요. 엉망으로 굴러도 사람들은 내게 매일 친절해. 인사하는 저 여자.
The whole song's got like this like soft mix and master and performance, but there's tons of intensity, kind of just like under that sort of relaxed facade. I like songs that do that.
난 죽은 듯이 설레요. 하나 씹어볼래. 맞춰봐. 어느 쪽이게 얼굴만 보면 몰라 속만 다른 표정을 짓는 일.
Really like that little rhythmic figure that's all throughout the chorus.
사실은 나도 몰라 애초에 나는 단 한 줄의 거짓말도 쓴 적이 없거든. 영원히 차가운 고민 찾고 괜찮아. 영원히 다른 거 어느 쪽이게 모두 난 쪽을 골라.
Ooh, some cool bass work and chord progression there.
익숙하거든. 당신 맘에 들고 싶어요. 아주 살짝만 얄밉게 해도 돼요. 나 당신 맘에 들고 싶어요. 자기 머리 꼭대기 위에서 놀아도 돼요. 어느 쪽이게 얼굴만 보면 몰라.
It's got a little bit of that like dissonant sing talking, kind of like FX does a lot. That's really cool.
나도 몰라 애초에 나는 단 한 줄의 거짓말도 쓴 적이 없거든. 영원히 차가운 고민 찾고 괜찮아. 영원히 다른 거.
Really like this music video too. It just fits with the sound and kind of quirkiness of the song so well.
이제 익숙하거든.
Very interesting. Oh. It was all a dream, I think. Well, that was something different, but it was really cool. I actually liked it a lot. The vocals were really good, the recording and the performance sounded nice, but it was her approach to those things that's kind of interesting to me. The singing throughout the entire song was kind of a weird mix of playfulness, softness, but also like some pretty intense lead parts. And her execution on those was very, very good. Like in the chorus, those kind of rhythmic figures I was pointing out, everything was really, really tight. She was really emphasizing the kind of, rhythmic back and forth with her voice really well. It was right exactly where it needed to be in relation to the beat. But then in the next moment, she's doing like kind of sleepy slides, pulling into a bunch of notes quickly one after another. And even though that takes a lot of vocal control and precision, she's making it sound very, very lazy and relaxed and like it's easy. And then in the next moment, she's doing the daydreamy kind of sing, talking, and dissonance thing. So there's just a lot of interesting contrast within the vocal part. And then the backing track and the mix and production gave the song a lot of energy, but it also gave her a lot of space to operate vocally. The way the vocal and the rest of the song was produced, like especially in the verses, you can hear this, it sounds like her voice is right up in front of your face and everything else is just kind of back and surrounding it. Her vocal is very compressed and also very intimate sounding, like she recorded it singing very, very close to the mic. And the way they produced the track is so that also comes through and she sounds like she's singing, right in front of your face when you're listening to it. And then with the arranging, the instrumentation choices, and then also in the mixing stage with EQ, they really kind of carved out and left a nice space for her vocal range to sit where there wasn't a whole lot of other things fighting it for a lot of the song. So the result of that is a really clean sounding mix where she doesn't have to belt, she can sing kind of softly and intimately, but you could still hear absolutely everything she's doing because there's a big enough sonic space for her voice to occupy. And the other pitfall with that they avoided is that the backing track was not boring at all. Sometimes when you carve that much out of the backing track, just to leave it for the vocals, the backing track can lose some of its energy or excitement, but I didn't feel like that happened in this song. So they did an excellent job producing this from start to finish. So let's jump back into this song. I'll try to point out some of the more detailed things as I notice them. Here we go. Like I mentioned before, I swear that's like a sample right out of Battery 3 or 4 that everyone uses for Footsteps. It's gotta be the same sound. I don't think they record it like every time. And it always just sounds exactly the same. I really like that too. I like that she seems to have a sense of humor. I always enjoy that with musicians that don't take themselves too seriously. Very like 60s instrumentation here. Listen for that. The overall tonal mix. So the first part's very 60s, then we have a rhythm guitar that could be from the 60s, 70s, or 80s, and we have synthesizers that sound like they're from the 80s. And of course the vocal production is all very modern sounding. This section here could be out of like a Jamiroquai song. A lot of mix of styles and influences. But you'll notice that even here when she's singing a little louder, she's projecting more. She's really not pushing her voice at all, but it's coming through because they've carved out a nice space for her. And there's a lot going on in the backing track, but it's not dense in the areas that would be covering up her voice. So that was really expertly and cleverly done, I think. Really like that little bass movement there at the end of the chorus. That's a cool little progression.
Check it out.
I really like her little tight harmonies, like in the verses and sort of these dissonant parts. She kind of goes back and forth between sort of lackadaisical harmonies and then that weird like dissonant thing, the parallel motion. We got a really cool like electric piano kind of tone that comes in. Now listen to the subdivisions in the backing track here. Yeah, you've got like shakers, you've got the rhythm guitar, it just keeps the song really moving, gives it a lot of energy. Her singing really sounds effortless. When I was talking about before that she makes it sound easy or she's singing like it's lazy, I mean that as a compliment. Like she makes it sound easy. It's not easy to do. That's just kind of her singing style. I'm very impressed with that. That was funny too. Also, she seems to be really good at like studio vocal recording, which is stuff like singing things over and over very, very similarly to use as layering. All of her layers are very like subtle in this and very, very precise and tight. So it seems like that's something she really excels at. You're hearing more than one vocal in most of these places, but less so even than a lot of other really great artists. It sounds like it just blends into one voice. So I'm guessing a lot of that could be with the help of editing and stuff, but it sounds to me like she's one of those people that can go into the studio, sing things through, 5 or 6 times, and like every single one of the takes, you'd look at it and it would all line up and sound good if you played them all at once. It'd sound almost like one big voice. At least that's the finished result they got. So I don't really know the balance back and forth. It could be more editing or it could be less or no editing, but it's probably a combination of a little bit of editing and a lot of her vocal skill. So yeah, that was a really interesting song. It definitely had a lot of influences that ranged from like the 60s up to the 80s, and then some more modern stuff, or even some like 90s retro groovy funk type of sound. And I like hearing music that's got a lot of cool like references and influence in it, but kind of puts it together in its own new way, and I thought this song did a really good job of that. So I was very impressed. I also liked the music video. This was definitely a cool comeback from IU. To me, this does sound very different from what she usually does. Maybe I'm just missing some things and I need to listen to some more of her really obscure tracks, but overall I do think this is a little bit of a change in direction for her, but it's a cool change in direction. So great job on that to her, and I'll definitely be checking out the rest of this album so I can just hear what else she has to offer. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction/review. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you could share this video all over the place, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, forums, all that stuff really helps me out, and I'll see you guys next time.